hear that? Does that just blow your mind when you hear that?
Absolutely. 100 years is a long time.
It doesn't blow my mind at all. You know, community's been great to us, and we try to be good to the community. We should be around for 100 years.
Well, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, a 100th anniversary. That doesn't, you know, not many businesses can say that. I mean, how exciting is that for you guys?
You know, it is exciting. Although we've been building to this, and we had our 92nd anniversary, 93 or 94. So it's been coming for a long time. But so excitement's probably not the right word, but you know, you feel really good about it. It's more of a pride thing, probably.
Well, but what does it mean for the family, though? 100 years.
Well, we are obviously very proud of that, and you have to take care of customers. You have to have fun. You have to, you know, have employees be good, and so for us to be part of that tradition and keep it alive, you know, really means a lot. It's kind of an ego trip a little bit, you know.
Well, I mean, not many mid-Michigan businesses, family-owned businesses, I guess, if you can describe it. I mean, you know, when you hear 100 years, I mean, right on some of the other names of some of these 100, you know, people that are kind of in this exclusive club, I guess. I mean, you got the Scaffs, you got, you know, I mean, what names come to mind, and then to be included in that group, in this community, what does that mean? Put in perspective of that.
Well, you know, I don't know who's been around.
I mean, you've got, I mean, we were talking about earlier, you've got the Scaffs, you've got Garber, stuff like that.
Garber's been around a long time. Actually, Applegate's been around 80-some years. There's a few of them around Flint that have been here a long time, and we've gone through, you think about it, you know, World War II and recessions and depressions and all kinds of things, and to be able to get through that is mind-boggling. And in the last few years with GM's bankruptcy, it's a little scary because, you know, what's going to happen? We're going to have cars to sell, and we kept telling the employees, well, in World War II, they didn't build cars for several years,
right.
And we figured a way, the family did. When they switched from the Model T to the Model A, there was a year and a half we had no cars to sell. So you learn how to be creative. You rebuild engines, you sell, you recondition used cars, you figure a way. And so it gave us a little confidence to get through this last recession because our family's been through it. So you have to adapt to the situation, and we were able to do it. It's been great.
And you mentioned the Model T because 1914, we got a Model T here. That was the year this all started. I mean, the history. Otto, your great-grandfather started this, you know, his connection with Ford, and this was downtown. Give me the history. I mean, when this all started.
You know, it's funny. I was 11 years old when we moved from Ford to Chevrolet in 1982, and Otto passed away before I was born, so I never knew the man. But I had a lot of fond memories going downtown Flint. The dealership was located at Court and Saginaw, and they had a two-story building. And we had an old Model T, not this one, but a different one that was on the second story. We actually had a car elevator, and we stored a bunch of sheet metal parts for the parts department. But you know, as a kid, I'd go down there and play with that old Model T, and just the history. I used to also go into they have coal furnaces, and I go into the coal furnace rooms and come up just, you know, dirtier than I'll get out. But you know, it's just a part of your life. It's been part of my life, certainly a part of his life, and
absolutely,
and it's been wonderful to be a part of.
And then we can talk about Otto too. Now, as part of the 100th anniversary, to honor him, the Back of the Bricks Committee, they're going to be putting a big statue of your great-grandfather, your grandfather, in downtown Flint. How cool is that to you?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Real excited to be on that short list of people that influence the automotive industry, and the list of names that he you know, is side by side with is an honor.
Yeah, they were mostly in the manufacturing part of it, the Walter Chryslers and the Billy Durants, and you know, the very obvious people that were so important to this community. But to have a retailer, you know, Otto honored is very exciting. They're going to do that next year, next summer, have a big presentation at the Back to the Bricks, which is a heck of a deal in downtown Flint. I was there this year and just enjoyed the heck out of it.
And then you guys here, I mean, aside from the sales aspect of it, but I mean, you got a lot that you're planning. I mean, how are you going to mark an honor to 100 years? Because you don't get to do this.
I think we're going to try to have fun, and you know, not too many businesses have been around 100 years, but we've got some pretty good vintage advertisement that he's done over the years, so we're going to see some of that recycled. You know, and is it, you know, we had different logos, and we got different, you know, a lot of different layers to this onion as far as how we've been involved, but basically to have fun and to live off that 100 years is what we're trying to do. You know, are we going to have one big party? You know, no, we're going to have lots of little parties, you know, and we're going to tour this Model T, and we got you know, the Auto P draft. We're going to take it to all the different draft stores and participate in the parades and participate. Just have fun, you know. Not to brag about it, but to celebrate with all those communities that have been so good to us. You know, just have fun.
Well, there's so many stories, that I grew up with, and they change a little bit over the years as we tell the stories. But that's been the fun so far. Tom Kelly, who works with us here, is spearheading this whole thing, and his whole focus for a year or more is to celebrate this 100th anniversary. So we should have some great events, and this is just a kickoff. Our advertising this month, we'll start to focus on it and go through almost all next year. But it's so much fun to reminisce about the stories. Like my grandfather, Otto, was the county treasurer back in 1911 or 12, and he was downtown Flint, and he looked across the street at this Ford dealership and said, boy, if I had $1 for every car that went in and out of there, that'd be a pretty good business. And lo and behold, that dealer, Ford was taking him out, actually, and they were looking for a new dealer, and they went to the county treasurer thinking he was a man with integrity and would know the good people in the community, and he raised his hand and said, how about me? I might be the dealer. So he and my grandma had $600, and they were able to, that got them going into the business, and it's history ever since, we've been doing it.
You got a lot of people that come in here that say, hey, I knew your grandfather, and that's got to also kind of be special.
I was just up in Bay City yesterday, and a guy started reminiscing about me, actually, back in the 70s, and some experience the two of us had, so yes, almost every day, especially with me because I'm on TV and people see me and recognize me, they always have some stories. I taught school at Flint Central for a few years, and I've got students that'll come in and say, do you remember me, Mr. Graff? I was in your typing class or whatever, and I said, oh yeah.
For you guys, it's a father-son thing here. The dynamic here, having to work together here, you have to boss him around. What's it like to take orders from you?
He's been covering me for many years. Yeah. Just like this morning, but no, what
is it like after all these years of working with your dad and vice versa?
You just stay away from each other and it works out fine.
No, it's wonderful. And he's a very good. He's a teacher first. He's been a great mentor, and we're different people, but he's allowed me to, play off of my strengths, and frankly, it's been nice for me to be able to, capitalize on his strengths, and it's been great for me.
Well, the real key in business is to surround yourself with some great employees, and you got a better chance for success. And we've been so fortunate. It has really been a family business. Not only our family,
not just the two of us,
but many families over the years. I mean, I can go back and just think of several right now, where the sons and the daughters and the moms. I mean, a lot of them. And some businesses, they don't like that, because they feel there could be problems. But that's what we've always had, is a lot of families grow up. And we've had a lot of second and third generation family employees. So it's a family place, and we care for each other, and we work hard, and have fun, and all those kind of things.
Do you imagine, obviously you hit 100 years here. Do you imagine, are there people in line to keep this going for another 100 years now? I mean, keep hitting the family aspect of it.
Yeah, we've got a great group of people here.
Oh, but the grandkids, once you're born into this, and can you get out? Are the kids going to keep this going for another 100 years?
Oh, well, we'll see. I think every generation makes that determination. It's been a great business for our family for 100 years, and I'd like to think that it'll continue for 100 years. We had one employee, Leona Nickerson, hire in with my great-grandfather in 1933 and retired with me in 2003. So for 70 years exactly, she worked for the family, and I think that's a record. I don't think I've never heard of anyone working 70 years for one particular business, but I think there's a lot of wonderful people here, and I think that this is going to continue for another 100 years. It looks like at least the next couple it will, and I think they've got a strong foundation for the future.
Andrew, you're grooming the grandkids. You're putting the pressure on the grandkids to keep this thing going.
They just keep thinking about this 100 years thing, and I think people think maybe I'm 100 years old. That's not true. I'm much older than that. I may start looking that old, but who knows? The grandkids, I had.
Well, you got to put the heat on the grandkids. Come on.
I had several cousins and sisters and so forth in the business, and I just hung around longer than the rest of them, I guess, and I ended up here. But yeah, I'm sure they'll all probably work here at one time or another, and we've got a lot of grandchildren, and so we'll see what happens. And with 10 dealerships now, there's obviously a lot of opportunity for good people. So we'll see. Time will tell.
You sit
There's no
around
guarantee.
You sit around the table at Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're telling the grandkids, what are you saying to them? Start thinking, start getting to work.
No pressure, no pressure.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit, come on. The family names that stick.
They need to want to do it, and just like, I mean,
Anybody.
Yeah.
It's not whether it's family or not. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day of your life.
in fact, I thought Chris probably wouldn't get it. He's a lawyer, you know, he could be practicing law and pilot's license and all kinds of things like that, and so I didn't know he was going to come in, but he did, and it's worked so good. So far, so good.
But do you envision the day when your grandkids are running the show?
No, I don't. I don't plan to head that far.
Would you like to see that day, though? I mean,
Yeah, that would be wonderful, obviously. It's been good for me to turn this thing to the next generation, and what's really nice is now I can kind of, as I phase out or start to semi-retire, I get to go visit the dealerships, and it's just fun to talk to customers, talk to employees, and get a heartbeat of what's going on, and so I can share with them and tell them what we got to work on.
trying to come looking for that soundbite to end this whole thing. Just even joke around. You're putting the pressure on the grandkids.
Well, there isn't any. I remember when I came into the business, and you know, he's been wonderful to me. It's, you know, focus on what you love to do. In fact, my mom and dad both said, you know, the business has been a great business to us, but who knows what it's going to be tomorrow. You know, and if you want to grow, you know, there's opportunity here. You got to capitalize on that opportunity.
Well, how many grandkids are there right now?
6.
Yeah, okay, you got 6 grandkids. Are they talking about getting into this? Are they?
No, they're little kids.
They're little kids. Yeah. They're talking
They're
about Skylanders and playing, and you know, so.
Legos and things like that.
Yeah.
We got more important things right now. No,
You can put the heat on them, though.
they're having fun, and we'll see what happens. And obviously, it's something they're going to want to have to do. And I mean, like I said, I taught school, you know, for a while. I wasn't sure even, and eventually you come in, and it's been a little scary over the years with recessions and depressions and all those kind of things, but we're still here.
Yeah, we've overridden a lot of those things and know how to do it better. You know, a lot of history there. So
I
Absolutely.
think we got everything we need here. Let's get a 2-shot, and then we're going to get you guys walking around a little bit, too, in a second. So let's have some fun here.
All the generations had a diversion. Otto P. was a farmer first.
Yeah,
That's what he loved to do.
Get some shots of them walking around.
Max did the AC spark plug thing during the
Yeah,
war.
did you know that?
I did not.
At AC, he was in
Oh,
the
hi.
methods
Just so I-
department.
You got 10
Really?
stores now, right? 10 stores,
Yeah,
11 franchises, or just?
Oh, yeah, more franchises.
11
Yeah.
rooftops.
I'll just say 11.
11 rooftops.
Actually, there's
So the
12,
viewer is-
11 rooftops, yeah.
I'll just say 10 stores.
10 dealerships. 10
10 now owns, okay, the Graff family now owns 10 dealerships. And their name is on an additional 11 franchises? Is that what?
No, because we got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, GMC, Buick,
All right, I'll just say,
Chevrolet,
I'll keep the 10.
Cadillac.
So I'm not
So
confused.
there's
people.
8 franchises, I guess.
Chevy.
Oh, Chevy.
Roughly
Volvo. So there's about 10.
roughly
10 different
650 employees.
Okay.
650 employees.
All right, so I'll just say right now.
And I know each one by their name. No.
But if I say right now, the Graff family
I used to know almost.
10 dealerships, employs more than 650 people. So that's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll do that. Stand up, I can do something as far as the next 100 years are concerned.
Employs 650 people in mid-Michigan.
Hank Graff has 6 grandkids.
We have a son-in-law
Never.
in the business too, Keith
Okay.
Whitmore. He runs these